All right. Hey, everybody. I am not going to wait for anyone to jump on because I ghosted this account several months ago before I had a baby, and I really lived it up in the motherhood realm. I had a baby. But anyway, what I want to talk about is Basecamp Batching Guide, which is coming out. Well, it's already out. It is out right now, actually. And I have been working so hard on this the past several weeks, if not months. I think I announced back in September that I was trying to come out with a course because I felt like the courses that are out there didn't quite represent the demographic that I feel like I speak well to, which is kind of blue collar families, people who have really strong family values, who are hard workers. You're not stupid, like you're actually really smart. But you chose to either drop out of college or you chose to go into a trade because you saw that income came a different way, faster that way, whatever. So I felt like I had that type of audience to speak to, and some of the courses that are out there just don't speak to these people that I'm trying to speak to. I still might be interested in DWA. I'm not sure. This is kind of just a whole life update on where I'm at with those things. But Digital Wealth Academy, if you don't know what it is a course that a lot of people were selling, still are selling. There's over 108,000 members or something in there now, and I'm one of them. And while they kept improving the course, and I think there's tons of value in that course, I've heard through grapevines and threads and different things that people are feeling confused because it's out of order. Like they don't know how to follow the order. There's so many options. And that I think is confusing for a consumer when you give them so many roads to go down. They're like, wait a second, like I bought this so that I knew what road to go down. Like you can tell everybody all day long, you can make money online in so many different ways. Like, duh, of course, there's so many ways to monetize the internet, but what is the way that you did it? What is the way that you found success? And so that's where I want to help people with that. So I started brainstorming bootstrap business course, where I was like, you know what? I'm going to teach people how to bootstrap this thing because my target, I think, is more like blue collar people or Gen Zers who don't want to go to college because they feel like it's going to fail them and not give them what they're looking for. And the creator economy is so vast. I have monetized as a creator for the past 10 years now. Like that's insane to me. I cannot believe that the time flew by so fast, and I can't believe that I've made multiple six figures over every year and could make way more if I wanted to. But the problem is I can't scale myself. I've been a wedding videographer, content creator, and I can't scale me personally, and I don't want to hire a crew or a team. So, because that's a whole other video for a whole other day. But if you've ever been a brand owner or a business owner and you are the brand, then it's really hard to let that go to somebody else. I don't trust people. I think I have trust issues, I guess. But that shows that I care about quality control. Like I really care about my client and my customer. I do not want to give them something subpar or some person who I rebranded as me. I want to give you me, and I want to give you my expertise, and I want to give you how much I care. And so when it comes to that, that's where Bootstrap was the thing. And it's still there. It is in my Canva. I tweak it, I work on it. But then I felt like there was a higher need, and that is, what good is it to have a business course if you don't know how to market? You know, like you could be a candle seller, you could be an Etsy seller, you could be a dentist, you could be a wedding videographer like myself. I talk to people almost every single week in my industry who struggle with booking people because they can't market, they don't know how to market. And I'm like, bro, I'm literally turning away 150 weddings a year. Like I cannot handle the workload. I tell people, join this industry all day long. There's so much room, like there's no competition. But that just goes to show that marketing matters, messaging matters, finding your target matters, and it doesn't mean you have to niche down to a very specific person who likes this type of kimchi and they read these types of books and they go to these places. Like, no, sorry, that was very specific, I feel like, but you don't have to be that specific. They don't have to have brown hair and green eyes and be under 5 feet tall unless you really want to be that specific with like I've seen like petite outfit influencers. That's beside the point. What I'm saying is You don't have to be so specific when you're new. You actually need to niche up and niche to where you can speak to many different people. Let me get my thoughts in order. Basically, there's so much confusing information out there when it comes to growing on social media. And I was about fed up with it. And I was like, you know what? You don't have to target your audience. Your target audience actually finds you the more times you put yourself out there. But so many people are only putting themselves out there 1 time a week, 2 times a week. And that's why you're not finding your people, because they don't even know you exist. How are they going to know you exist if your billboards are all the way in Kentucky, but they're driving through Texas? It's like, you've got to put your billboards in Texas. You've got to put your billboards in Kentucky. You've got to put your billboards in New York. You know, are you getting the picture? So the point is, as I decided to pivot to Basecamp Batching Guide, let's look at it. Basecamp. Let's talk about it. Basecamp is the base of a mountain range. Like if you're going on an expedition or you're going hiking, you set up your base camp at the base of the mountain. Duh. But I thought, you know what? People need a base camp for their content. People need a place to send out all this information from. And if you are just posting in real time in the moment on socials, like if you're going to TikTok, writing up the post, filming the stuff, editing, posting, that's exhausting. And then you're going over to Instagram, doing the same thing. Then you're going to YouTube Shorts, and that's such a waste of time nowadays. Right now, in this day and age, volume matters, and you need to be able to do this quickly because you want to have a life, right? You don't want to be on your phone all the time. And it needs to all make sense. So you need to have like a base camp, a place to keep all of this, to see your brand. Like if you're just sporadically, throwing crap like spaghetti up against the wall, you're not gonna be very succinct, if that makes sense. But if you can create a base camp with who you are as a brand, as a personal brand, you can actually begin to see, and I've done this over the years, when I realized that I'm actually very consistent in my wedding brand. I realized this about, I'd say about 4 years in. Before that, it was like random clients all over the place. I was like, man, I'm sick of shooting barn weddings, but then I'd shoot some crazy urban wedding, then I'd shoot a marine wedding, then I'd shoot some butterfly garden wedding. It was all over the place, all different kinds of people. But then I stopped sharing the weddings that I didn't really love to work with anymore, and I only shared the weddings that I wanted to work with, and they were light, bright, white, pretty affluent people. And they all had a similar tone. I'm more like Jesus niched, so I like honed in on like Christ-centered weddings. And with all of that, now if I look at my feed, I'm like, oh my gosh, everything's like pretty much the same. It's very, very, what's the word? Homogenous? Is that the word? Everything is very the same. Like it just looks very succinct. People see my brand for my wedding business and they think, oh, that's the kind of weddings they do. They don't do anything outlandish or weird. I'm going to trust them because that's what I want too. Or they see, oh, that's the kind of weddings they do, one after the other. And it's not cookie cutter. It's just a vibe. It's a brand. I can't really explain it other than you're giving people a vision of what you do, and they either want it or they don't. That can be Nike shoes. They give you a vision of what kind of shoe wear you're going to have, and you either want it or you don't. Cars, that's a big one. These car companies give you a vision. Like when you think Jeep, you think of a